visible and is it audible? Both. కనబడుతుంది వినబడుతుందా అమ్మా?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay, we'll discuss the topic that is say that the basic computer application in economics. We have the SEC paper. This is which we have the 2 credits only. So in the 2 credits we have the 2 modules syllabus. So for the first module we have the introduction of computers. So within the introduction of computer we want to know see here in the syllabus we mean the definition of the computers, what is meant by computer, and what are the evolution of computers, what are the computer generations, and what is mean by microcomputer, and what is the structure of the computer, what is the structure it has, and what are the use of computer. When we have the computer, what is the use of computer? Then basic computers, components of computer, what are the components of the computer, nothing but what are the components of computer. And this is a CPU, we can say CPU, central processing unit, and the operating system, that is OS, we can call it as a shortcut OS, and the window operating system, Windows operating system, and silent features. So what are the silent features of Windows operating system? And the system accessories, what are the accessories it has, and what are the system tools. For example, if you take the SanDisk, WordPad, nothing but MS Word, Notepad, so which is similar. No, WordPad is similar to the MS Word. WordPad, Notepad, Paint, how we can do some paint in the MS Office, and imagination, and Windows Explorer, what is in by Windows Explorer, and what is MS Word, what is the Microsoft Word, and how we can create and open and save the files in MS Word. For example, if you want to type a letter in MS Word, how we can type and how we can create a file, and how we can open it and how we can save it. Okay, then after for example, if something has done some mistakes when you are doing some letter typing letter, so how we can edit it, and formatting text and spell a grammar check, for example. So automatically sometimes in the Word also we have that some option, that is editing and formatting text, spell and grammar check. So grammar automatically check, and autocorrect also. Sometimes if you type something, so automatically sometimes it may be correct, autocorrect. So the creation of tables and values. So then how we can create some set tables and values in our MS Word also we'll discuss. So this is about the topic of computer. Okay. So then the second module we have that data analysis using the SPSS. So here this is a very important topic which is very important for you to analyze any data. For example, the basic for the degree level or master level or MPhil level or PhD or PDF, any other research institute. So if you have the more knowledge of SPSS, they will recruit you. So that is SPSS, that is a statistical package for social sciences, the main full form of SPSS. So it is one of the software, SPSS. So by using SPSS, how you can analyze your data. For example, so as I told you in the statistics part of the syllabus, so as I told you the sampling method, what are the sampling techniques are there, what is the questionnaire, how you can select some questionnaires, how you can calculate the mean, median, mode, standard deviation, correlation, regression, and time series data in our statistics syllabus. Then how you can calculate by using the software. So manually we have done in our syllabus, that is the statistics for economics. But here, so whatever we have the data, so what is the basic data analysis we can discuss within the SPSS. Then, so before that, how we can enter the data in the SPSS. See how we can enter the data in the SPSS. For example, as I told you that how we can calculate the mean or average marks of the class. So how you can enter the marks of your and your friends' marks in a systematic manner. So that is how we can enter the data in the SPSS. After we will come to know that. Then computing that with SPSS, then after enter the data only, we will get some lot of data analysis. Nothing but we can calculate the mean, median, mode, range, quartile deviation, standard deviation, mean deviation, correlation, regression. So all such kind of basic statistical techniques we will do in the SPSS. Then sometimes we come to know that how we can do a graph. For example, how we can present a graph. Nothing but how we can plot a graph also. See, manually it will take more time, but when you have the data in the software, automatically by clicking the one button, so you will get a good graphs. So there is a preparation of graphs with SPSS. So after enter the data only, if you want to any graph by looking on the base of your data, so simple we can present a graph. And distribution functions and density functions, statistical package handling. For example, we'll come to the what is the main functions of these things, and commands description of for SPSS. So there is a command description. So the command description also will come to know that how we can give the command descriptions for SPSS. Then the final is nothing but reports. So on the base of whatever we enter the data only, so we'll generate some analyze, nothing but we will get some data results. So how we can report it, how we can reports, nothing but how we can present. And what are the descriptive statistics, nothing but mean, mode, median, standard deviation, courtesy, skewness. So such are comes under that descriptive statistics. Okay. Then after calculating the descriptive statistics, we want to know that compare the means. For example, as I told you that in your class there is a girls and boys are there. For example, I would like to calculate that compare mean, nothing but what is the girls average marks and boys average marks. So then I will compare the marks, that is a compare the means also. So in our spaces we will come to know the how we can compare the means. And that last class we discussed the time series. So what is the time series, how we can plot a graph, and on the base of the time series how we can calculate the three moving average or semi averages. And the fourth unit we have the correlation regression also there in the third model, I think. So in the statistics for economics law we have that correlation regression topics. So what is meant by correlation, what are the types of correlation also there. So on the base of the data what type of correlation we are going to get. So we will get within the fraction of seconds we will get some values, the correlation values, which is lies between -1 to +1. And the regression, so how we can calculate the coefficient, what is the b a value and b value, constant value or intercept value, and slope and coefficient or parameter values, how we can get it manually. So by clicking a simple button only we will get the results within the fraction of seconds. So this is the syllabus we have for the basic computer application in our economics. So I hope you understood the what is our syllabus we have. Hello? Yes, are you there? Mahesh, Supraja, Anita, Raishwari, and
Yes, sir.
Ramesh. So this is our syllabus, Amma. Then on the base of syllabus only, we'll come to know that today we will discuss the first module. I hope I will complete off syllabus first unit. Then I think if the time permits, I will take another session in the evening. Okay. So because we have exams from 4th onwards, I think. So before on or before 4th only we should complete the syllabus. Okay. So try to understand my problem also and your problem. So daily 2 sessions I will conduct, or 2 or 3 sessions. Today I will conduct 2 sessions. First one, first session is present, what is going on. Then second section I will conduct in the evening. Okay. Tomorrow I will take the class on SPSS. Okay. So today we will discuss the what is meant by computer and what is the evaluation of the computers and what is the computer generations. Okay. We will discuss one by one. Yeah, is it visible now, this PPT?
Sir.
Yeah. So as we discussed about our see here we have the syllabus, that is what is meant by computer and definitions. So then evaluation of computer. See, one by one we'll come to know that. So first we need to know the what is meant by computer. So most of the people know the what is meant by computer. So the computer is a machine. Simple, computer is a machine that manipulates the data according to the list of instructions. For example, computer is a machine. Simple, computer is a machine. So as we know that the computer can manipulate the data also. For example, see, when the elections are going on the base of EVMs, so there is a possible to do some manipulate in the voting system also. So like that, how they can do. So on the base of the electronics device, see, computer is also one of the electronic device which can be manipulate the data according to the list of instructions. So what are the instructions given by you? So as per instructions, so the computer can manipulate the data, because the computer is a machine and it is a electronic device. A computer is a device capable of performing computations and making logical decisions. See, as you know that computer is a capable performing. For example, if you want to calculate something, so it will take more time. For example, as I told you that if you want to calculate a correlation between the two variables, it will take 10 to 15 minutes to calculate the correlation values. But so if you give the values in the Excel or other softwares in a computer, so it will give the results within fraction of seconds. Within fraction of second. So which has a more capable of performing the computations. That is the calculations and making logical decision at the speed millions and even billions of times faster than the human beings. So as you know that the computer can work more than nothing, but it may work for more speed as the millions and billions of times faster than the human beings. Human beings. And computer is an electronic machine which is used for data processing. So see, in our economics, so what we can come, what is the main importance of computer application in our economics? See, the computer is an electronic machine which is used for data processing. For example, is the main important for us. See, we in our economics we have the data, so, right? So if you want to take anything data, for example, income, consumption, expenditure, price, demand, supply. For example, if you take this kind of data, so you have to analyze that economy. So you have the data, but you don't have the more time to calculate the values. But if you enter the data in the softwares, so it will give you the result within fraction of minutes. So in that case, the computer is an electronic machine which is used for data processing. So in order to do some data processing, we can use a computers. The output which comes after the processing data through computer is all known as a information. So what are the process through that computer? So that is called information. Nothing but on the base of the data, the computer has given some results. That is called information. That is called information. So, for example, you may have the doubt that why computers are important. For example, see, earlier we have that notes, so we can do manually, right? So we have the paint also. For example, earlier we can use some colors to do some paint color design. For example, earlier we have that this one and this one and this one and this one and this one. So what is the main important? For example, if you take this earlier, it was we need to use letters. We need to post through that is called Indian post office. So nowadays we are sending the mails through computers and mobiles. See, what is the main important? Why the computers are needed? That is the main question. For example, earlier we are using typing machine. So nowadays there are less number of people are using types. Only we can observe below nothing but we can find out uh, numbers through fingers on, so nothing but we can identify, we can count simply. Now most of the people are using computers to type for the typing purpose. Am I right? And see, nowadays we are not able to use this kind of phones also. We are using some device, nothing but video call, audio call through WhatsApp or some Facebook, some others. And some of the people, most of the people, less number of people are using calculators when they have that computers. Okay. So here, for example, why Caesar here? For example, if you want to change nothing, but if you want to cut your or if you want to reset your photo, so by using we can by using computer we can resize your photo also instead of cutting, or else if you want to cut your photos from others, so you may cut. So this is the techniques which are very important for the computers. Then see, we can come to know that what is the basic evolution of the computers. So there is a history of computers. For example, here zero generation. For example, in the starting period, what is called zero generation? Nothing but third generation, fourth generation computers we are going to call. So here the zero generation time is 1640 to 1945. And first generation computers, that is the 1940 to 655. Then second generation computer 55 to 65. Third generation 66 to 70. So fourth generation 1971 to 1980. Then fifth generation computers are 1980 to present. So these are the history of the computer. So then we will discuss one by one. What is the zero generation? See, this is the zero generation. The time is 1940 to 1945. So the mechanical calculator was developed as computing device. For example, in earlier, so this is our machine which we can use for calculating the values or the calculation values. And the first generation in the 1946, the first electronic computer, that is the ENAIC, that is electronic numerical integrator and calculator, was developed by the CRISPR Eckert and Mr. John Muckley at University of Pennsylvania. So this is the first calculator was developed by these two people, and it uses 18,000 vacuum tubes, and it cost was around $5 lakh in those days, and it weight was 30 tons. See, it weight was 30 tons and occupied a 30 by 50 foot space. Nothing but here the space, the 30 by 50 feet, and it produces a large amount of heat also. For example, when you are using such kind of calculator, so it can produce a large amount of heat, nothing but weight and so its speed was very slow, nothing but its speed was very low, nothing but it works very slowly. So if you observe, it seems very less, but its space it can accrue more. So see, if you observe this kind of first generation, the first generation next one in 1945 to 1955. So the first computer, the first generation computer seems like this. So in the next in the second generation, so in the second generation, vacuum tubes was replaced by transistors. See, in the earlier, we in the first and the zero generation, we have used the vacuum tubes. Later, it was replaced by the transistors. So the speed and performance of these computers was improved in the comparison with the first generation. See, when we are taking into account the first generation and second generation, here they have used the more vacuum tubes, there is 18,000 vacuum tubes. So instead of using 18,000 vacuum tubes, they have used the transistors. So that's why there is a speed has been increases, nothing but the performance has been improved. So here later on, the size and price it produced reduced by the transistors. So when they were used the transistors, so the size of the 30 by 50 has been reduced, and the price of the cost of that general computer is very reduced, and the whatever the it can produce by the first generation computer, so it has been reduced by using transistors only. So this is the second generation. Then if you take third generation, so in the third generation, transistors were replaced by the ICs, that is the integrated circuits. So later on, instead of transistors, so they have replaced by the circuits. So that is a fabrication of 1,000 electronic components on a single silicon chip. For example, there are some chips will be available. So instead of using that one, so they have used the silicon chips. So to reduce to increase the speed and reduce that heat also, and using this drastic reduction in the size of the computer. See, where in the third generation, the size has been reduced drastically, and the speed and performance was high compared to the third generation. Sorry, that it should be second generation and first generation. And it produced by computer was reduced. At the same time, the heat and size has been reduced in the third generation computers. So the third generation computer seems like this. So this is the circuits, silicon chips, which are emerged in the computer. And the fourth generation time is the 1960 71 to 1980. 71 to 1980. So this generation, the ICs, that is replaced by LICs, the large scale integrated circuits. For example, in earlier they have used that small circuits, chips. So later on, they have increased the nothing but they have used that large scale integrated circuits. So why they have used that large scale circuits? To reduce the size and increase the performance and the size of the computer. So here the more number of electronic components on silicon chip. See, the earlier there is also more number of electric components on silicon chip. So they have improved. So there was low cost. For example, here see there's a low cost here SOST, and it should be increase the small size also, and it can increase the performance compared with the third generation computers. So this is the fourth generation computers. When you observe properly, so this is the desktop, this is the CPU, this is the speaker, this is a printer, this is a keyboard, and this is a mouse. So one by one we'll come to know that. So in this fourth generation, the LSI are replaced by VSLI. VSLI. There is a very large scale integrated circuits. So in earlier, see if you observe this and this one, in these computers, so there is a very large scale integrated circuits has been put in the software, the chips. So when you compare this third generation and fourth generation compared to fifth generation, so the size has been decreases and the cost of this computer is very less and its performance will be very high or it is very high. So this is the fifth generation. For example, nowadays if you take that in advanced computers also there, so it can be visible. For example, if you take into account, I will show you in the Google. So this is not up to present, but some of the computers we will able to see. Just a minute, I will. Is it visible? Good. Hello, Suprata, Ramesh, others, nice.
Yes, sir.
See here, if you observe this kind of today's computers like this. So here the CPU also inbuilt in the desktop also here desktop. So this is this kind of computers nowadays we are able to purchase. I think most of the people have seen. So these are the laptops we will discuss. For example, if you observe this kind of things, only will. See, if you observe, see, is it visible now? I think it is visible. Apple Computer Design Evaluation. Hello? See, you can observe from 1970 to 2009. So how the computers has been changes in their evolutions. And yeah, a computer can be divided into the two main categories, as you know, that hardware and software. So the hardware is basically anything that you can touch with your fingers, and software that can be, see, for the computer hardware to work, to most follow a set of instruction that is applied to do it as software. For example, whatever the hardware is there, so when you add these things, for example, the to work, it must follow the set of instruction. See, what are the instruction given by the input device from the input device, so it can be supplied to the it it is called as software. So as most of the people know that what is hardwares in our computers. See, hardware refers the computer physical components, nothing but what are the components which can able to see. So that are called hardwares. So that is a computer case, that is a CPU. So that is a CPU, nothing but central processing unit, CPU full form. And monitor. So what are the desktop is there, nothing but that is called monitor. Display, that is a monitor. And keyboard, what are the keyboard, nothing but what are the input, nothing but keyboard and mouse. So most of the people know that what is the keyboard and mouse. And desk drives, that is zip drives and CD-ROM and DVD and hard drives. So and memory, RAM, and speakers and printers. So these are called hardwares. For example, you can able to see simple the computer case, the CPU, you know. So for example, as we know that, as I told you that the CPU, then I will use. So I'm going to show you again. Just a minute. So we will discuss what is the evaluation of the computer also later on. So here CPU. So yeah, are you able to look at this one? Hello.